Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nazarene Veronica and today I'm back with another live reaction video. So I've had a look at the videos I'm going to be reacting to and looks very interesting, that's all I'm going to say. And yeah, can't wait to watch them with you because I have a feeling you will have a lot to say about them. Anyway, I'm just going to get straight into them because why not? So this one's called Man Refuses to Simp for Adult Actress. What kind of an actress will she be? Something tells me it's not the usual film actress. Let's take a look.
So I DM'd you on Twitter and Instagram because we faced off in fantasy. And I wanted to do something funny, like if you lost to me, like you would have to hold up a funny fan sign, and you didn't check your DM, or maybe you did. I don't know.
I get so many DMs, so I lose.
Oh my goodness, he doesn't care about Michelle Ryan. Well, it's nice to meet you. I actually think I lost to you that week. I'm sure I did. As soon as Cooper Cup went down, my league went to trash.
Yeah, I was mediocre all season.
Yep. Okay, are you gonna answer your DMs now that you know who I am?
I'll try.
Okay, no promises.
He cold. Yeah, Frank ain't no simp. He don't care about Michelle Ryan. Apparently Michelle Ryan's a star. But Frank don't look like he gives a shit about her or her fantasy team. He just wants to keep working. The man's so focused that even if you slide in his DMs, he's not gonna reply. We should all be as focused as Frank.
We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
So if I'm in the club and I see someone I like, I'll just like look over, give them like the 2-second look.
So she's dull. Falling asleep.
Boring.
Day one of doing Ramadan in support of our Muslim boyfriends. What? So
I'm sorry, but that simply can't run. Your Muslim boyfriend, bro, his whole family don't know you exist. You don't exist to him or anyone. He don't know you anymore. He's done. He's finished. Kalas, you're done.
Oh dear.
The time I faked a proposal to get bottomless champagne the whole flight.
Lisa, 2.5 years ago, Lisa and I met on the airplane flying to New York City. Every moment since then has been absolutely magical. You're the most beautiful woman I know inside and out. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Elisa, will you marry me?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Right where we are.
I love the game. I love the hustle, man.
The average size of a penis is 3 to 5 inches. So as long as you've got 3 inches, or at least, you know, you're good to go. And if you have 3 inches and your woman doesn't feel that, then the problem is not you.
Let's fucking go!
Tell me if
Goodness.
Good fine.
I mean, she did ask for it, literally. And before you think he's actually being a horrible person, these guys, they always joking with each other. They're always taking the piss. This girl can take a joke.
There are some women that you will never be that guy to.
That's a fact. It's a fact.
No matter what you do, you will never be that guy, and you'll try to force it. You'll try to make it work. But when you know and you've experienced a woman where you're that guy to her, she really admires you. You know what it feels like.
Yeah, stop trying to be that guy for a woman that doesn't want you. Stop wasting your time. Stop chasing women that don't want you. It's a waste of energy.
Stop chasing people who are leaving. Stop chasing people who don't get it. Stop chasing, trying to get back in your life. People that God is trying to take out of your life, let them go.
Is it that you can convince us that our privacy is not at risk? And more than that, our kids' privacy is not at risk in this country?
In my opening statement,
thank you, Madam Chair.
So this is a clip of the TikTok CEO testifying at Congress. And I've seen a few clips, and every single clip I've seen, they're asking the dumbest questions or they're just repeating the same questions, which is why I reacted like that. He seemed to deal with the questions quite well, but I reckon he should have hired this guy.
Who responsible for all these hoes in the street? You?
Yes.
Okay. That's my point of information. Who are you talking to?
I am talking to you.
Right now, you done got me a new point of information. Who are you lecturing and talking to? That ain't your job to I want order. Y'all want to talk business or some other shit? Damn. It's a bunch of bull.
What would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10?
A 10. I'm a 10.
You think other people would agree?
Yeah.
What would you rate this girl on a scale of 1 to 10?
She like a solid 7.5.
What would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'd give myself like a 7.
You think other people would agree?
7. Yeah, I think so.
What would you rate this guy on a scale of 1 to 10?
He's like a 6.
What would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10?
A 10.
You think other people would agree?
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
What would you rate this girl on a scale of 1 to 10?
About a 3.
3?
Yeah.
I feel like if you ask most girls with fake hair, fake eyelashes, fake nails, what they rate themselves out of 10, they're always going to say a 10. I don't know what they're seeing in the mirror, but it's not what everyone else is seeing.
When her parents asked what sparked your interest in our daughter,
She had the fat ass, son. I mean, it was like...
The person you talk to right now, you think you're the only person talking to them?
absolutely.
Nah.
That's tough.
Yeah, it might be tough, but it's also reality, and it's good he understands that. Because like I've said before, there's so many average girls these days that have their DMs full with a bunch of guys trying to message them. So unfortunately, when you're speaking to a girl, don't think you're the only guy. A lot of the time, you're not. Personally, if I suspected that, I'd just dead it. I'm not going to try and compete with a bunch of other guys for an average woman.
Heard that correctly. Your boyfriend should be the only guy that you are following. So press it. It's going to be okay. Press it. That unfollow button is not going to be the cause of your death. I'm sorry, Dora. You're done exploring.
This might be me, but if we in an argument and then you get to start posting pictures on your story of you looking like a whole snack, now you just created a whole other argument. Because what is you doing? That's what we on? I bet.
To all those guys in those last clips talking about social media, if you're with a woman that keeps using social media to get at you or to play little games, then dead it. That's not a real relationship or a real woman. That's what little children do. They play games. And social media is a new tool to do that. And then if you start doing it, you're just going down to their level.
Sometimes I forget that the world is a dangerous place. Aiden and I just decided to walk around and look at Christmas lights while we were at this baby shower. Aiden didn't want to sit there. It's dark out. We could get murdered or kidnapped.
Bad mom.
No, but on a level, words are really powerful. Why would you say that to your child about, being outside when you're literally outside with your child? I don't know. Something inside me kind of feels like if you talk about it so openly and like it's nothing, you could actually will it to happen. I don't know. I personally know the power of words, and I try to not use words that I don't want to happen in order to prevent it from happening. I don't know. Weird.
Oh, you think she likes you? Well, has she shown you her baby name list in her iPhone?
Yeah, she did. It was kind of weird, though. They're all dude names, so I'm assuming she's just going to get a boy.
Oh.
Yeah. They had numbers next to them, too.
Right, apart from that, when I heard this guy's voice, I was thinking he sounds exactly like Ryan Reynolds, and I went in the comments and all it says is Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Reynolds.
We got a first timer rat here, y'all. He gonna taste this rat quick. Okay, let him see it.
I know that.
What did he say?
I wasn't supposed to say that.
I have a big respect for my girl and my relationship. And it has nothing to do with simping. It just has everything to do of if this is the person that you're choosing to be with you for the rest of your life and you're going to marry her and you're going to have kids with her, right? And you're going to grow old and you're going to die with her. There's a level of respect that you have to attribute to her above other people.
Respecting your girlfriend or treating her right is not simping. Simping is when you're putting her on a pedestal and there's an unbalance in the relationship.
It's true. You have to respect your woman, but at the same time, he looks really feminine. A bit too groomed and a bit too, I don't know, his voice sounds really feminine as well. I don't know. There's something off about him, which makes me feel like he may actually steer towards the simping side of things where it's more than just respect. I don't know. That's just a guess. Obviously, I don't know his situation, but I'm just based on his look and the way he's talking. Don't know.
Know she can walk all over you and you're scared to put her in place when she does take the piss. Or if you're chasing a woman who doesn't want you. Treating your woman right with respect is not simping. That's what you're meant to do.
I'm convinced that this generation of men like men. There's no way you're telling me you like me, you love me, you miss me, but you don't want to take me out. The moment your boys say, yo, we outside, you outside. You don't want to take trips with your girl, but taking trips with next month. If you like boys, just say that.
So it sounds to me that she's seeing a guy who spends more time with his friends than he does her, and apparently that makes him gay. Maybe you're just really boring to be around, and maybe he only sees you for one thing. It's not because a man don't want to spend time with you if he doesn't want you that he's gay.
Men nowadays are the worst. I hate how if I bring up a financial situation that I don't have enough money for, he just skips over the subject. Yes, I understand that I'm broke as fuck, but why can't he use his money for it? And they're so sassy about everything. The other day I had a guy tell me that all he wants is a woman who respects his boundaries. And that was the biggest turnoff I have ever heard in my life. He told me that he would never want his woman going outside topless. And I just couldn't understand where he was coming from. So I just called him insecure instead.
If you call your ex right now and she answers, I'll give you $20.
He's not calling his ex. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out.
It's like an easy $20.
No, I don't care.
Easiest $20 you ever made in your life.
Can I call my ex?
Sure.
Wait, what do I have to call my ex?
Wait, so he can't call his ex, but you can call your ex?
Yes, to answer?
Yeah.
Okay, do I got his number still?
She was so adamant he can't call his ex to get some money. And now she's just doing it herself. She's calling her ex because apparently he can't do it, but she can. Something does not sit right. I thought it was because at first I agreed with her because I'm like, yeah, nobody should be calling their ex, you know. If you're in a relationship with somebody, you shouldn't be calling somebody you were in a relationship with before because it just messes up the dynamic and trust in your current relationship. But that's not what she was saying. She was just literally being masculine and trying to be overprotective over her partner. Because the fact she's doing it herself shows that her intentions were not good.
Hello?
Oh, shit, he answered. Here's the 20.
If this is real, then it's ridiculous. There's one rule for me and another rule for you, and the guy needs to send her exactly where she belongs.
She belongs to the streets.
Well, I wasn't going to say it, but yeah, that was weird. Very, very weird. I don't understand why he couldn't do it, but she could. Anyway, next one is called Latina Influencer Thirsts for Man. I hate watching women thirsting over men. I hate it. It makes me feel so cringe. Like to my core, I feel kind of physically sick watching it because it's so backwards and not right. It just doesn't look right. It doesn't sound right. It just looks like it shouldn't be happening, and it looks forced and weird and desperate. So yeah, not looking forward to this one because I know I'm going to get really cringed out. But anyway, let's take a look.
These.
Yeah, we could do that.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too.
Let's be honest, she knows what she's doing. He did pretty well, to be fair. I know what was going through his head the whole time.
Lord have mercy. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
Do you know how this fire started?
Yes, I do. It was because of my cousin. And I don't want to mention no names.
Your cousin?
Yes.
And you say you think your cousin started this. Do you know how or why?
He's mad because he can't get with me. I'm married to my husband. And it's a long story. Just make it short.
Sweet home Alabama.
How many times has a guy complimented you in the last month?
Like on what? Anything?
Anything, like when you've gone out and stuff.
Physical or?
Could be anything.
Literally anyone, just total amount?
Yeah, just like every time you go out in the last month.
Like 30, so I don't know about the month.
A mother, right? Have you ever asked them, have they been attacked, assaulted?
Yes.
Okay, and what would they say to you?
They haven't.
Exactly. But do you think that's honestly true, or do you think that that's what they told you? How many men do you know that have assaulted a woman? None? How does the math on that add up?
You do realize that not all men are rapists, right?
What is this woman on? Someone said in the comments she's arguing with her own thoughts.
What does a 500-pound canary say?
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
I knock you the fuck out. That joke was mid as fuck, and you belong in a mental ward for saying that trash shit.
What did he say?
I'm still a mom, but these are the years that I'm supposed to be naked with my titties out, ass out, yeah.
In my head, it just doesn't sound right when she says, I'm still a mum, but these are my years that I should be naked. And I'm pretty sure she's with Travis Scott, ain't she? So why does she need everybody else to see her body for validation? Why can't she just be happy with her man's attention?
What the hell? Like, no, you've got it so wrong. When you become a mum, all of your, your entire life turns into living for your child and children. And in fact, being naked is the last thing you should be doing when we're talking about being naked on the internet. Last thing you should be doing. In fact, you shouldn't be doing it even more if you're a mother, because you owe your child some, decency and some... Women nowadays are just, some of them are just beyond help. It's just so wrong. How can you do that when you've got children? I don't know. I couldn't do it now when I've got no children. Like, I don't know. It's like they have no morals anymore. But yeah, you guys already know that.
I'll tell you why. It's because she's grown up with the Kardashians.
Lol.
Naughty, naughty. You teasing me, you naughty, naughty.
Oh my god. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, guys, this is too funny. Okay, I'm gonna read some of the comments. Hey Nazrin, hey Shane. Vinny P says, Nazrin, do you plan on doing any events in the US anytime soon? The short answer is no, I'm not planning on it, but maybe one day. If this channel gets, more subscribers who are from the US and who, would like me to do something in the US, I would definitely be up for it. Transportman 211 says, dang, your hair looks elegant and beautiful, Nazrin. Thank you very much. It's my first time wearing my hair up for a video, but yeah, thanks. Dora done exploring. Yep. She put them in a dangerous situation. Yeah, I don't know what you're referring to there. I don't know when you put that comment, so I don't know who you're talking about. Did I put someone in a dangerous situation? I don't know. Sometimes I'm glad I'm single still. I don't blame you. I really don't blame you. Anyway, let's carry on.
You stupid ass bitch! I ain't fucking with you!
A few minutes later.
I gave her fucking everything.
It will get better, the pain gets easier. Keep putting yourself out there, surround yourself with your friends. One day you'll look back and you'll think that shit made me stronger.
You from?
Colombia.
Oh shit, were you taking me sometime?
Yes.
She said yes, she don't understand, but we're going to Colombia. Yes. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Wow. Say mommy?
Mamacita.
Ah, you mamacita? I'm papi?
Papi.
Oh shit. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. How do you feel that you've lost?
What?
He's written at the end there, simp. Now let's get this straight, fellas. You're not a simp because you're attracted to another woman and she's attracted to you. You're a simp if you're putting a woman on a pedestal that doesn't give a shit about you. If there's imbalance. She seemed like good vibes and good fun. When you're a young guy, you gotta enjoy yourself as well, right?
Just be like, oh, look at my bicep, look at my abs. Okay, show me your legs though. Okay.
Let's get it. Now joking aside, fellas, if you're going to the gym consistently, well done, but don't forget to take care of them legs. You don't want to be looking like Johnny Bravo, bruv. Another thing you need to take care of is your skin. If you want an easy way to improve your skin, then start investing in products to achieve clear and healthy skin. With the products that I personally use now, you've had life. I reckon in scrums of a day, each hand and you'll get flex.
You learned from your previous heartbreak.
Do not get back together with them.
Rate me from 1 to 10.
A 9. 8. An 8. I was saying 8. Wait, us from 1 to 10.
Are you ready for this? 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. They all bad. They all bad.
Blondie wants you bad, brother. But let's stop the cap. They're not all 10s. I don't think any of them are 10s.
Why is it okay for women to say that they want to date millionaires, but if men say they want to date size 2s, they're considered shallow or misogynistic?
It's facts! It's facts! Is it not facts? It's not facts.
What would you do if I was there?
Ain't no simping when I'm about, bruv.
I can't lie, why'd you screw that at you?
I'm just gonna call you back.
How many men have you slept with?
Like now?
Yeah, God, honestly.
I don't know.
She's so gross. She's that woman who was like studying to be a lawyer and then she turned into an OnlyFans model and then I don't know. She says she's like a millionaire from it or something, but no amount of money is worth losing your dignity to that degree and losing your purity. No amount of money is worth that. I'm sorry. You're not very convincing to me or to anybody, I think, because they'll take one look at your life and realize that you've thrown away your dignity, thrown away all your morals for money. That's nothing to be proud of. Anyway, let's carry on, see what she's got to say. How many people has she slept with?
Yeah, when I was 14 was 7.
Your body count of 14 was 7.
Are you joking me right now? 14 years old and she slept with 7 people. I don't know why I'm surprised, but I am surprised, to be honest. But I shouldn't be because look at her life now.
That's fucked.
You was doing numbers, girl.
Disgusting.
If we had a fight, how would you make it up to me? Contestant number 1.
Hey, how are you?
I missed you.
So I would gaslight you into you thinking you're the problem, and then I would abuse you emotionally till you get to a point where you only get satisfaction from me if I tell you look good or anything like that, and then I would start slightly treating you better, so you'd think I'm changing. And then it would be this off and on until you're almost hooked for life, and I'm like almost like a drug to you, where even when you're not around me and we break up, like you're yearning for me like nicotine. Oh, and if that doesn't work, I'd go to a movie.
If all else fails, a movie. Okay.
All right, who are you most attracted to?
She's picking him.
In the black jacket.
You said the first.
I know he was joking, but that shit was getting scarily accurate. This guy was funny throughout the whole thing as well. Take a look at this.
What is your body count? Contestant number 1.
I mean, it's really hard to keep count because anytime I can open the flower of a mistress and feel the inside of a uterine wall, I don't even have the ability to count, to be completely honest, because I'm so excited to be there. But if I had to ballpark it, more than a couple, I'd say.
So 3?
3. I've been in more bushes than we've had presidents, I'll say that.
Okay.
There's been 2 bushes.
We're your new neighbors, we just moved in. Oh. My wife paid
Right now! Get the out!
Oh, shiver my timbers! Shut up, man!
Shiver me timbers. Oh my gosh. No, she's on her period, guys. She's definitely on her period.
Of your friends, which of their girlfriends would you rather be with?
That guy with the mustache in the corner with the gilet on. His girlfriend, unreal. She would get it any day of the week. Left, right and centre, she's getting...
Now I like to have a joke with my friends, but he took that shit way too far. There's a line and he crossed it. I don't know how the other guy reacted afterwards, but in the moment I thought he was doing pretty well to stay unbothered. It seemed like he was just sat there thinking you wouldn't have a chance even if you tried.
Oh, it's a bird, it's a bird!
Where?
It's a bird!
Where, bro?
Oh, I thought it was a bird in your nest.
When I do it, fuck them.
Not doing it again.
Babe, I gotta go run some errands. Babe, where we going?
To hell.
Babe, we gotta go run some errands, you hear me? You know what I'm saying?
Why does she not like it when he gets a haircut? That's a bit weird. Maybe it's some sort of insecurity because she feels like he's more attractive and she's worried that he's going to go and, be with another woman. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking because that looked really weird. It was like she was jealous or something. Let me see. I'm going to read the comments. The mum taking the baby outside in the middle of the night was putting them in a dangerous situation. Exactly. Yeah, she was, for sure. But I also think if you're going to do that, don't talk about murderers and rapists coming for your children. That's weird. I'm calling it now. You'll be invited on the Whatever podcast in the next few months to represent high value women. Question is, would you go? I I don't know. I've never really thought about it, to be honest. If I got asked to go on the whatever podcast, why not? I'd go and try and teach some women things. I think I'm quite good at putting my point across, and I have a, past of not really thinking the way I do now. Like, I used to consider myself a feminist at one point when I was in school. So I was, I kind of thought a bit like them. And now I think completely differently. I've kind of done a whole 180 on my thought process on how women should be. So why not? Someone said, no, Nazarene is smart and I don't think she will accept it. I mean, what do you mean? What does that mean? Why would I not be smart for accepting it? I think because I'm smart, I know that I will not be made fun of because I'm not going to say anything which could get me. I don't think any of my views go against their views, so I don't really think I would get called out for anything that I've said, which is weird. I don't know. Explain that one, please. Anyway, let's carry on.
So a few weeks ago, me and my boyfriend go on this break because I couldn't handle that he was Snapchatting and talking to so many other girls. He said it was pointless, but to me it wasn't pointless, right? He's like, no, I'm gonna change, I'm gonna stop messaging all these girls. Let's get back together. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. I love you. Let's go. Give it another shot. Maybe you'll change this time. Last night, I see a girl typing in Snap. I was like, who is that? He's like, oh, some random girl that Snapchats me every single day. I never reply. I'm like, oh, well, can you show me? He's like, well, what do you mean, show you? I was like, well, can I just see? Go on it. Yeah, he's been replying to her.
Right, long story short, she kept catching her boyfriend doing her dirty and she kept taking him back. This is an example of a nice guy but in female version. When shit doesn't work out, the woman that you really want, you go running back to her. Now, I do feel bad for people like her, I do feel bad for the nice guys, but you don't have to let yourself get mugged off. You don't have to keep going back, you don't have to keep accepting the bullshit. There comes a moment where you gotta think, fuck, am I being a donor?
If your man... It's true, I do think that it is important to set boundaries in a relationship. There are certain things that, you might not mind, but then there are certain things which would completely set you off and be absolutely non-negotiables that you can't accept. So it's important to set those boundaries early on so that you're both on the same page and you both understand what boundaries the other person has. And if they don't follow it, then you need to give them a warning. I would say communicate that with them, that they've broken a boundary. But if they carry on, they're going to do it forever. They're not going to change. So, if you keep taking them back, it's just not going to change. So I would say if somebody doesn't have the same idea of what a relationship looks like, may not be worth persevering because you'll end up getting really hurt and traumatized. Anyway.
Sleep on his stomach, get rid of him. No grown ass man sleep on his stomach. Cause how the fuck you supposed to protect the house with your ass in the air?
Have you ever cheated?
Yes.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, it was.
Would you do it again?
Yeah.
That is disgusting. What's happened?
I fancied a chef in work.
So she cheated on her boyfriend with a chef at work.
If he finds out by this video or whatever, it was on the staff night out. What happens happens. I cheated on you with a chef, Jack, okay?
Now, I'm not getting the vibe that that's his actual girlfriend. I'd say they just met each other or they're just friends. But if that ain't enough to put you off, then I don't know what is, bruv. If she cheats, she belongs to the streets.
I don't think that was her boyfriend. I think her boyfriend was at home because she was like, if you find out from the video, yeah, I cheated on you. Even weirder that she's with a friend, I'm guessing, hugging him like that. And I don't know, I don't hug my friends like that. That's all I'm going to say. If I've got a friend, I do not lean on them and hug them like that because that was kind of a bit more intimate than just a friendly hug. But that's sickening, and the fact she hasn't even told her boyfriend that that's happened. She cheated on him with a chef at work, and then she's just said it in the video really proudly because she's drunk. Disgusting. So disgusting. Anyway, let's read the comments again. I think you would be a good thing. I think you going would be a good thing for giving young women someone with values to look up to. exactly. I think it's important to, you know, they always have these OnlyFans people, women who come on and spread bullshit about how, you know, doing corn is the best solution to all of your financial problems. Whereas I definitely would balance that out by saying absolutely not, because your dignity is worth more than any amount of money ever. So fuck financial problems. I'd rather have those and have my dignity. Anyway, feminism has occult origins. There's a book on it called Occult Feminism, The Secret History of Women's Liberation. Oh, I know. It's completely unbiblical. Transport Man 211 has explained himself and said basically with whatever podcast, it's only show OF models, and that I'm not saying that my viewpoint is wrong, but podcasts like Fresh and Fit and whatever is red-pilled, which I don't follow anymore. Okay. I'm still trying to understand. Wait, I really want to understand. So you're saying that the Whatever podcast and the Fresh and Fit podcast has OF models on? Yeah. I know. Which is why I would be even more compelled to go to tell them to their faces what you're doing is wrong and try and like hopefully spread a message to other women who are very impressionable and young to not do that. I don't know. I know that they have those people on, but I'm trying to go against what they're doing. Anyway. Which is more common in daily life? Hoes or normal girls? That's a good question. Which I don't know the answer to, I'm afraid. I see loads of hoes now. And I mean, my friends, none of them are. Like, none of my friends would sleep with someone that they've met the same day. So people around me, definitely normal. But I don't know about people who aren't my friends, because all I'm seeing on the internet is just women who have just lost it completely. So I don't know. I'll think about it and get back to you. Men and women both need to have limits and boundaries so they don't fall into degeneracy. Traditional women like yourselves understand those boundaries and limits. Yes, exactly. It's really true. You definitely need to set boundaries. I mean, God sets the best boundaries, and I think people should base their boundaries on God's boundaries that he set, definitely, because it's a great guideline to follow. Anyway, next clip. Girl gets rejected by every guy in the room and flips out.
Attractive language.
Ooh, probably German, because like
German?
yes.
Why?
Because it's so aggressive. Like I just want to be yelled at. Like please yell at me, daddy. Like you know. Oh, shit,
Line. Listen, I'm.
Guys, this is like, okay. No, I'm not gonna say. I just don't like when guys are, you know, so invested in games, virtual games, as that guy was. Like, that's embarrassing that you take these games so seriously that you're willing to break your own property. So weird. I think I don't know. That's just my view. I find it really unattractive. Anyway.
Expose the women here. I'm sorry I have to do it. Women are talking shit to you guys. We do not sleep with somebody that we're not attracted to. We don't care if you're nice. If a sexy guy is sleeping on his mom's couch and he's got game and he's sexy, a woman will sleep with him.
Mm-hmm. That's not true. I've heard too many stories of women sleeping with guys they're not attracted to and then saying, oh, I made a mistake. I wasn't attracted to him. So that's not true.
You won't friend zone him, but she'll friend zone a nice guy who does all the right things and she's not sexually attracted to. She'll take your money, she'll take your time, and then she'll tell you goodbye. Women will do that. God, so make sure they're attracted to you before you spend money on them.
Damn, that dude taking that.
Sorry, I have to do it. I'm sick of these girls lying. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
That's daddy chill.
Daddy, chill. Okay.
Give me your best, Daddy. Chill.
Daddy, chill.
Guys, I feel
Hey,
sick.
that was pretty hot. Give me your best.
I feel sick. This is so cringe. You couldn't pay me to do that. You couldn't pay me to do that.
Daddy, chill.
What?
Yeah, dude, just do it. It's for a TikTok.
Okay.
Daddy, chill.
What is going on? I'm so cringed out. I feel sick. I don't know if I can watch. I might have to skip this one because I just can't. Yeah, I can't bring myself. Okay, I'm just gonna.
Daddy, chill.
What the hell is even that? Let's say you have a son, wildly successful, attractive, built himself up, became a millionaire, right? He has two women. One that's 21, single, no children, or one that's 29, one kid, baby daddy, but divorced. Who should your son get with?
Can she be 24 instead of 21? I just feel like when I was 21, like everything was so...
Okay, hold on. We don't care how you feel. What is a better, rational decision for your son to make?
21.
Why?
Exactly what they said. She is a blank canvas, especially if he's already successful and she's not established herself. There's no baggage holding her back. Then that is a positive influence in her life. They're likely going to do a lot better.
Oh, wow, you are capable of rational thought. Fantastic.
The only time a woman will actually start to make sense is when her son is on the line. That's the only time when 1 + 1 is not potatoes to them.
A potato flew around.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I agree with Nazarene. It's just stupid when men play games. I mean, yeah. Playing games is okay. Don't play games constantly though, because it distracts you so much from your real life. And that can be dangerous because obviously young men are the ones who are going to hopefully save us when it all hits the fan and we're in danger. You know, men are the ones who are going to have to save us. And if they're just focusing on playing games every day, it will distract them from what's important and they will just fight those war games as a virtual game instead of fighting the war that's currently happening. So that's my view on it. And when you take it that seriously as that German boy was, it's a bit gross. And yeah, if you're willing to damage your property because of a game, weird behavior. That's it. Someone take me off this planet. I know that's what I was feeling. I don't know what daddy chill means. I know, me neither, but I think, I don't know, it looks like it's something to do with sex, but it's pretty gross. So gross. I don't want to ever hear it again.
Michelle had her baby. Look. Oh, that's so... What's his name? Daniel, look.
What the fuck?
Beautiful.
Yeah. Maybe a couple roses on the table for the ladies.
Yeah.
A little bit of champagne.
The champagne.
Yeah.
The scotch.
Yeah, a little scotch. Damn, okay. Dang, bro. If I have too much scotch,
So
I'll have...
Wait, I'm going to go back to the baby video because I feel so sorry for whoever, like whatever mother has posted this photo of her baby on the internet, and this is what's happened from it. Like people making a joke out of her baby. That's really sad. You know, newborn babies, they do look a bit peculiar, you know? They all look a bit peculiar. Some of them are cuter than others, and sometimes the baby can come out, you know, looking a bit weird, but then as they grow up, they become more and more beautiful. Apparently, I was born very ugly. And I was born like really, really, really puffy. just, no one could tell if I was a boy or a girl. And my mum was, she looked at me and she was like, oh gosh, I love this child, but this is, not what I was expecting. And then I hit the 2-month mark and I began to get 1 month, and I began to get really, really cute. And then the older I got, like by the time I was maybe 3-4 months, I was really, really cute. And everyone used to go, oh my gosh, your baby's so cute. So it changes. It does change. I think babies grow into their faces the older they get. But yeah, if you are the mum of that child, I'm so sorry people are making fun of your baby, and I really feel for you. But this is why you don't post your children on the internet, in my opinion. If you've got a baby, don't post a child on the internet, because people use it for weird things like this, or worse, actually. Or worse. Chickle Rock said, I want to join you in March the 2nd. Okay, March the 2nd, we are having a march. A outreach march, a protest kind of thing, against the World Health Organization trying to sign a pandemic treaty, which will basically enable them to be able to pass any pandemic law or regulation or mandate, which, they kind of did put forth the ones that we saw during the past 4 years, which involved no traveling if you didn't have that injection. And so I don't believe they are the right people to be making these decisions for us. And if they sign this treaty, it means that the governments around the world will not be able to say no to these laws. They just have to accept them, which means that we're stuck having to follow these laws from people who were not even elected. We didn't even elect these people to make these laws. So we're having a protest against this. It will be on March the 2nd at, let me just check to make double sure, but we'll be meeting at Brixton, Windrush Square. And I'm going to tell you exactly what time, because I don't want to make any mistakes. So Windrush Square in Brixton, 2nd of March at, 1 second, almost there. Literally 1 second, at 1 p.m. 2nd of March, Windrush Square in Brixton at 1 p.m. See me there, I'll be there, definitely. Need to stop this from happening because I do not trust the WHO. So guys, WHO, the people say no. Anyway, let's get on with this.
Yeah, maybe a couple roses on the table for the ladies.
Yeah.
A little bit of champagne.
The champagne.
Yeah.
The scotch.
Yeah, a little scotch. Damn, okay. Dang, bro. If I have too much scotch, I'll have Down syndrome, bro.
A few moments later.
Together in bed was the best time that I've ever had with a woman. Jimena knocked it out of the park. I had a great time over and over again.
¿Qué piensas de él?
Oh my gosh.
Para mí normal. Nada del otro mundo, entonces. Pero creo que Mai, como que fue el momento de su vida.
Oh gosh.
Her opinions is absolutely meaningless because our fellow little king still piped.
5 inches enough?
Honestly, 3 inches as long as they last long enough.
So how long is long enough for you?
2 minutes.
Yes! My turn, assholes!
When you guys go out, who usually pays for the dates?
Do you even have to ask?
So I'm assuming it would be him.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's a safe assumption, unless you knew Stacy here. Yes. Very confident, demanding. So she makes me pay for everything. Yes, you're right.
Under what circumstances do you cover the bill?
Never.
Why is that?
Because I bring my value
How do you bring your value?
by being myself
Okay.
and entertaining this man.
Yeah, we're having a great time.
How do I bring my value?
What do you mean? if I get invited or if she gets invited, that's probably the difference, right? You know, if she invited me out and she said, I want to take care of you, then she'd probably pay for it. But I think when we go out and I've invited her, then we'll go out and I'll pay for it.
I mean, I wouldn't hang out with a guy that didn't pay.
Okay.
I just wouldn't, I wouldn't be attracted to a guy. It's not like it's all about money. Like, we have to have a great time, we have a good friendship, inspire each other, be there for each other, but there's a lot of people in the world and...
You want to be spoiled. You want to be taken.
There's a lot of people in the world. In other words, if you don't fulfill my every demand, I will find somebody else to. Oh my gosh, I don't know where I sit with this. I do, like when a guy pays, but at the same time, I would never be demanding and say, you have to pay, or I'm not going to go on a date with you. You have to pay, or I'm going to find somebody else to go out with. I wouldn't ever do that. And I'm so happy to pay, If a guy doesn't offer to pay, don't ask him to, because it's really awkward. If a guy doesn't offer to pay, then you should know that he doesn't want to pay for everything and offer to pay for your half. Just do it. Just say, I'll pay for my half. And then if he says no, I'll pay for it, then you go, thank you very much. It's just common sense. You can't demand. Like, he's saying that she's demanding and that she's literally told him to pay multiple times. That is very embarrassing for her. Could never be me.
Absolutely, because I bring my feminine energy to the table.
It's not very feminine if you're demanding these things from a guy. That's not feminine at all.
Are a simp and very desperate for some punani. Those red flags start to look like Six Flags.
They're not even married. Like, she's basically a prostitute at this point.
This is him ignoring all the red flags in this woman.
Name? What's your name? It's okay. Oh, hi, Vino Moose. Oh, hi, Vino Moose.
I'm bilingual and I suck dick. I speak Hebrew. I'm like,
I think you are.
Well, I'm a male.
Okay, well, I think you're a woman.
No, legally I'm a male.
Oh,
it says on my driver's license that I'm a male.
Okay, so that's your sex.
No, it's yeah, but I'm also a male.
Sex. That's your sex.
It says on my carrier certificate that I'm a male. Gender. Some legal documentation say gender.
What if I say I don't believe you?
It doesn't matter.
Exactly, it doesn't matter if you don't believe me.
No, it doesn't matter because biologically.
What gender do you think I am?
I would assume you're female.
Yeah, see, you're making assumptions.
Yes.
I identify as non-binary.
I don't, respectfully, it doesn't matter.
It does matter.
In the Holy Bible, God created Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. For all I care, this girl can identify as nothing. There's only two genders, male and female. The more I live on this planet, the more I start to understand why roosters start their day fucking screaming.
Is Ernie Whitaker. My pronouns are I.
I can't wait to have chickens and a rooster to wake up to every morning. Guys, my dream life. I'm going to have a horse. I'm going to ride my horse around and I'm going to use my horse as transport. So there's no car needed then. You don't pay ULEZ and congestion charge on a horse. And then I'm going to have my farm animals. I'm going to have a cow. I'm going to milk the cow every morning. Have fresh raw milk. I will not be boiling my milk. I'll make raw cheese. I'll make mozzarella. I'll have tomatoes that I've grown myself and I'll pick them in the morning and I'll make a mozzarella and tomato salad. I'll have basil growing in my kitchen. Put some basil leaves on there. I can't wait for my life, guys. I can't wait. Anyway, sorry, I just had to let that out because that rooster really brought something out in me.
Me, he, him, she, her, we, they, us. Sometimes I even use Shakespearean pronouns, which are thee, thou, thy, thyself, and ye. I'm transgender, non-binary, gender conforming, gender fluid, just to name a few.
Wow.
As you all know, the trans movement is the fastest growing movement out there, so I figured, why not get involved in the ground level and use it to my advantage? For instance, whenever I'm late to work, which happens a lot, I'm not gonna lie, I just self-identify as translate. Not translate like the language translate, but you guys know what I'm talking about. That's someone who's late but identifies as being on time. I thought of that one myself.
I'm not gonna lie, it is challenging having somebody like Ernie in the office, but due to diversity requirements, we have to have he, him, she, her, we, they.
Don't forget about us.
Sorry. And us in the office.
Lovely.
Around lunchtime, I identify
Very inclusive. I love that workplace.
as Sasha Petrov. She's a 45-year-old Russian prostitute. Being Sasha has many perks. For one, I get to use the women's bathroom, which is great. I mean, obviously. It's way cleaner than the men's bathroom. And my female co-workers are very accepting and understanding.
Courtesy flush! Honestly, at this point, he might as well just identify as two people and get paid two different salaries. The world has absolutely gone ludicrous.
Because the truth is, the person's going to stay with you based on your actions.
Yeah, Diana, but this is the part where accountability comes in place, because females hold the key to sex and men hold the key to commitment and marriage. You're not going to get those things that you want in a man if you don't operate in a sense of what that man wants in you.
Do.
Diana.
How would you know?
Your own reality tells you that, because they're not giving you that commitment.
Bye. Every time a man talks sense to a new age woman, she has to walk out. She can't listen to common sense. She can't listen to logic. She can't listen to truth. She has to leave before she can hear the end of the sentence. Oh, man.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, looks like Diana may be leaving. Are you leaving, Diana?
Diana.
Bye, Diana.
I was literally almost crying about this stupid piece of garbage, and now you're basically telling me that it's
Let's
my
talk
own
about it.
fault.
It's all about taking accountability. Let's talk about it.
This lady is 50 years old, and sadly and unfortunately, she still does not get it. If you can cry so easily off a person's opinion, I'm sorry, you are not an adult. You are a freaking child with some unhealed wounds. The man did not curse at her. The man did not raise his voice. He spoke to her in a very soft-spoken dialect. This woman does not need a man. She needs a therapist in Jesus H. Christ.
And Angel Reese knows a ring is coming.
Gentlemen, that's it for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Oh my goodness. What can I say? What can I say? Okay, let me read the comments. Guys should pay, but the fact that the guy can't explain where she brings value should be a wake-up call. Exactly. Exactly. And she couldn't explain it. That's why she asked the guy. She's like, well, I'm myself. That's my value. I am myself. And then she goes to the guy, what's my value? She doesn't know. And then he doesn't know either. So I'm going to guess there is none. Chivalry is dead and women killed it. Yeah. Fresh cow milk is delicious. I know. I get my milk when I can, because obviously it's a bit further away, but when I can, I get my milk from a farmer's market. I go to Borough Market. They do fresh raw milk, and it is the best tasting thing I have ever had. It is so good and so healthy. I don't feel guilty having milk. I don't feel like, oh, I'm going to be really bloated after this, because for some reason, I mean, I'm lactose intolerant. Little did I know, I was intolerant to pasteurized dairy, not natural dairy in its natural form, because when you pasteurize it, you're boiling all of the nutrients and all of the enzymes out of the milk. All of the good enzymes, the lactase, which is the enzyme which helps you to process the lactose in the milk. So, of course, you're going to react to it if the enzyme is not in the milk that needs to be in it in order for you to be able to process it. So, yes, if you are lactose intolerant, try raw dairy. try raw milk, because I'm telling you, you will notice a big difference. Raw or unpasteurized dairy. Also, they have a stall in Borough Market called Hook and Son, which is my favorite. I don't know, it just is my favorite. I feel bad for all the other raw milk vendors out there, but Hook and Son has taken top place. And there's another market in Balham which does raw milk. I think that's on a Saturday. Farmers Market in Balham also does raw milk. And then there's one in Marylebone Market which is open on Sunday, and they do raw milk too. So if you want raw milk, guys, that's where to go to. Is your dream to live in the countryside on a farm, by the sounds of it? Sounds good, not gonna lie. Yes, that is my dream. How did you know? Yeah, that's my dream. Can't wait for it to happen. I am going to be living my dream life. Dream life. Anyway, there is this Russell Brand video that I've been sent to react to. It's called Ireland Just Shocked the World and Elon is Fighting Back. I don't know what it's about. Let's have a look.
Hate speech laws are being passed in Ireland that would make speech that would usually just be regarded as controversial or rude, potentially criminal. Elon Musk is saying he'll pay the legal bills of people that will oppose it. But will even that be enough to stop Ireland being used to pilot a new global censorship state?
Oh my gosh.
Hello there, you Awakening Wonders. Thanks for joining us on our voyage to truth and freedom. Remember, if you become a supporter of our content, you get access to conversations we have with Vandana Shiva. Let's face it, whether it's Canada with weird assisted suicide laws, or Australia with their pandemic internment camps, or now Ireland proposing hate speech laws that will turn just controversial language or rudeness into hate speech and therefore make it a criminal offence with very vague definitions around what constitutes hate speech. It seems to me that globalism is becoming yet more potent, yet more priapic, yet more certain in their ideological right to control your thought, the information you have access to, the things you can freely say, the type of relationships you might have, the sort of information that you can consume online. All of this is under threat, and it's pretty bloody serious, and it's being presented as if it's sort of no big deal, and we've done some polling and it's all going to be okay. You should see this dude prevaricating on the point of polling. We polled some people on hate speech, and what did you discover? They don't like hate speech. So are you going to implement that? No. Well, what's the point in holding the poll then? Well, democracy, innit? But you're ignoring the democracy. No. You are, though. Look at this. This is the kind of double speak that we're seeing more and more of as the world slides into an Orwellian hellscape.
Taoiseach, your government conducted a public consultation regarding hate speech laws where citizens were asked to give their thoughts on the issue, and out of the thousands of responses from private individuals, over 70% were not supportive of such laws.
All these leaders that look kind of nice.
Look at his face. He knows that people don't support the law that they passed. He knows that. He's just nodding like he looks terrified because he's basically showing people that they are not currently living in a democracy, because their opinion doesn't matter. It's what he says that goes, and that's what's going to happen worldwide with the one world government that, you know, probably the World Economic Forum are going to be pushing, which is that one unelected body will be able to make laws and mandates and regulations for the entire world. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine not having a say in your own laws? Dangerous territory.
And seem kind of nice, and you can tell they'll be really reasonable and like, oh, hello, no, you're most welcome. And then you listen to them, they're passing mad, weird laws. They feel someone that spoke like this. We are going to do what is this? You go, mate, Jesus Christ. Just everyone's being so reasonable, they're getting away with sometimes literal murder and always nearly tyranny.
And yet you're proceeding with them anyway. So my question is, why did your government bother to do a public consultation if you were just going to ignore the results?
Reasonable question. Why do a public consultation if you're going to ignore the results? Let's see the answer to that reasonable question.
Well, we do public consultations because we think they're good practice. It's a way to find out what people's thoughts are,
and then ignore it
on issues. And it's also, a way to flesh out and highlight some of the issues that we may not have considered,
and then ignore them.
But we're also, wise to the fact that the vast majority of people don't make submissions to public consultations. We have to bear that in mind.
So it's only a small number of people, so we can ignore it.
It's only a small portion of the population that participate in these things, so it's not necessarily reflective of public opinion. And also we're wise to the fact that very often submissions are organised, and campaign groups will organise responses, so we're clear with that too.
Even the bloke in the background, whose job it is to agree, like, he's laden with doubt. It's like, that doesn't make sense. Hold on a minute. Like, we're literally in real time watching someone who works for the system go, wait a minute, is that red pill in my mouth right now?
But why hold the consultation if the end result is just going to be disregarded on the basis that it's not representative of public opinion? What's the point of it then?
Well, the point is that we're a democracy, and in Ireland we have elections.
Well, the point.
We're a democracy, are we? So why are you not following what the people are saying? They've made it very clear. 70% disagree with you what you're trying to do. But if you're a democracy, you'd listen to that. But no, you don't. You just pass it anyway. Why not, right?
Oh, I'm glad that you've asked me that, because the point is we're a democracy, and that's why we do elections and ask people's opinions. But then you ignore their opinions. Yeah, we don't have to do everything. Listen, fuck off.
And decisions are made by the government and the elected parliament. They're not made unfounded public consultations or opinion polls.
Look at him in the background, the guy's going, hold on a minute, that poll was a complete waste of time. He's realising. What I'd like to hear, instead of the leader there, is the inner monologue of that bloke who's listening as he slowly works out that the entire system is totally corrupt, and what's being legitimised is the introduction of laws that people don't want, because it's not about the people. But if you just pull that one thread, right, you know people don't want this law, that's right, people don't want it, but you're doing it anyway. Yeah, why is that? Because it's not about the people. Why is that? Because it's about control. Why is that? Because the only way we're going to be able to abate and subjugate a population is by having the legal means to do it, because people are waking up to the fact that governments, legacy media, and all of our institutions are unreliable and corrupt. So we're in a race against time to control the flow of information and be able to arrest people for dissent. But, you know, there's a nice scene of nature in the background, so it's not all bad. Yeah, but it's SIMP.
I've been censored for the past 4 years. Every time I post about anything which is currently happening with a view that opposes the mainstream media view, I get censored. I've had threats that my account is going to be taken down. Even on YouTube, my first YouTube account got striked before I even posted anything. It was like the video was lined up to be posted and I already got a strike just because the video was lined up to be posted. So I was like, how can they strike me for something that I haven't even posted yet? It was crazy. Then every time I posted my Talk TV interview where I, on live TV, basically slandered Bill Gates and Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum and the World Health Organization. Every time I posted it, it would get taken down immediately, and I'd get a warning that if I post it again, my account will be taken down. Even on Twitter, after Elon Musk took over. So it kind of makes you think, what's behind this? And the fact that if this law was in place in London, in the UK, I could have been arrested for it. That's scary. That's really, really, really dangerous territory, like I said.
Besides nature, I can't have everything.
That's not what they're about. They're about testing the temperature.
So is it just for show then?
No.
Is it just for show then? Because what you've just said is it's kind of a show. It's also not that. It's all of the things that I said it wasn't, and also that other thing, which is the thing it would have to be if it wasn't those things. It's none of that. It's Zen. If you try and think about this for long enough, you will become enlightened, because it just doesn't make sense. Anyway, now it's clear that this is something that the public want or don't want. It doesn't matter. Anyway, it's democratic. Here is an Irish politician explaining what new power they're taking, even though you don't want them to have it.
The government is addressing the extremist content online.
Yeah, that's it. Because, you know, there's a lot of extremist content online, and it's actually getting on my nerves now.
Like hate speech and incitement to violence. And
what? There's Houthis and extremist content online. Don't worry about a war against Russia that can't be won. Don't worry about censorship everywhere we go. It's Houthis now and extremist content online. Oh, that's driving me nuts.
Comisiún Man is Ireland's new online safety and media regulator.
Don't worry about the migration crisis and what the Irish people appear to feel about that, whether you agree with them or not. It's not your country. It's their country. They're allowed to run their country however they want, having been oppressed for hundreds of years by a near neighbour. Don't worry about any of those problems. It's extremist content online. online. And those bloody Houthis.
And will also be joint regulator along with the European Commission for the EU Digital Services Act.
Wow, so it's actually aligning with another bureaucracy for which you are probably taxed but not represented. And when that happens, sensible countries have a revolution.
My department has ongoing engagement with An Cumaisiún, and I, having met them 2 weeks ago, met with An Cumaisiún again yesterday.
I mean, that is globalism, isn't it? Like, they've decided that they're doing it. You lot don't want it. We're doing it. That's globalism in capsule. We've asked you, do you want it? No, thanks. Well, the EU want it. Well, but, so we're doing it. Oh, democracy though? And why are we at war with Russia? Well, to protect Ukrainian democracy. But they don't allow elections, and there's no opposing parties, and there's a lot of dissent within Ukraine, and they've started to shut down state media. Stop doing so much hate speech.
And they informed me that they had engaged immediately with the large platforms and with the Gardaí and the European Commission, and that the platforms had activated their instant response plans, and their engagement is continuing.
Ageing is inevitable, but what if it wasn't? The great news is we have a lot more control over the ageing process than we previously thought. Many of us are fighting the
an Garda Síochána.
And then we'll decide if it's hate speech that we can utilise to control the conversation, and we'll act on it if it's convenient hate speech, and we'll ignore it if it's hate speech that we can't really utilise to manage the flow of information. So we'll keep this all nice and vague, but the end result will be we've got control of social media and therefore the public conversation, and we can then essentially facilitate globalism, which you know is the agenda, because we've asked you what you wanted, you told us no, they told us yes, we're doing what they want. So there'll be a lot more of that coming down the line. And I don't know if there's anything in Irish history about informing on your community in order to facilitate an external colonial imperialist oppressor, whether or not you have any taboos against that or anything, the black and tans, but there's going to be a lot more of that also.
This is important, but even more so important in next year. So, because once An Cumaisiún is fully operational next year, people will be able to report to them directly if they think a platform has ignored or wrongly rejected their complaint. And these reports can then be used by Cumaisiún na Meán to decide where to focus their oversight and investigations, and ultimately their enforcement action.
A lot of this goes on in the world now.
That is terrifying. That is terrifying. Look what happened in the past 4 years, how they kept you at home and didn't allow you to have any guests over in your household because you had to stay in your bubble, right? They encouraged neighbours to snitch on their neighbours who had family over, for example, who had a grandma come and visit, who had, their children come and visit. The government literally encouraged neighbours to snitch on each other and to say, he called the police and say he had a party the other day with 2 extra people in the household. He had his children come over the other day and they're not in the same bubble. And these people had police come to their door and try and find them. Some of them even got arrested. Can you imagine if this happens online? This woman just posted about, convid misinformation. You need to go and shut her account down and try and, go to a house and try and get her arrested. Can you imagine that? I can literally see it happening and it's terrifying. Oh my goodness.
Doesn't it? We can use people to grass, snitch, spy on one another. People were going out during the lockdown. Well, in retrospect, there was nothing wrong with them doing that, it turns out. Yeah. Turning us all into little agents of the state.
Finally, An Cumaisiún's first online safety code, as provided for under the Online Safety and Media Regulation Act, will be adopted in early 2024. A draft code will be published very shortly for stakeholder consultation, and this will hold the video sharing platforms accountable for how they protect their users online, and will deal with extremist content like hate speech and incitement to violence.
There's already laws about it.
Wow. Amazing, amazing. This sounds really, really great. Very positive. Sounds like you really are encouraging your citizens to love one another and help each other out. I can't believe this. And I'm not going to even tell you what my views on this woman are. Or that man who was speaking before. I don't know who any of these people are, but I know how dangerous they are with what they're trying to push forth, and I believe that they should not be here anymore. That's all I'm going to say. Because this is like... I'm not even going to go into what I believe because I'll get removed from this platform, but F them all. They need to go to hell.
That's illegal already. You don't need a new law for that.
This is a new era.
For a new age, a new era. A great reset, perhaps.
In which the regulators and the people they serve will be empowered to make the online world
empowered. You dare to say that this is about empowerment.
Safer for all.
It's a brave.
Really, really clever use of language there. The word empowerment always comes in when people are doing something that's not empowering. That's what I've noticed anyway.
Well, baby, let's get into it. Elon Musk has said his social media company X, previously known as Twitter, will fund Irish legal challenges to forthcoming hate speech legislation. Musk warned of risks associated with laws that aim to curb free speech and said there was a need to challenge them. In an online interview with Gript, Musk said X's default position is that it will challenge any laws it believes would infringe upon someone's ability to say what they want to say. He was speaking in relation to Ireland's pending criminal justice incitement to violence or hatred and hate offences bill, which Minister for Justice Helen McEntry said would be progressed early this year. And we will also fund the legal fees of Irish citizens that want to challenge the bill as well, said Mr Musk, whose X platform has its European headquarters in Dublin. So we'll make sure that if there is an attempt to suppress the voice of the Irish people, that we do our absolute best to defend the people of Ireland and their ability to speak their mind. He said there should be concern if the Irish Parliament defined hate speech in its own terms. People should be extremely concerned about that. We're just at the mercy of the ruling party and whatever bureaucrats they put in place. And they can just define something that is really not hate speech as hate speech just because they don't like it. That's the key issue. It's a very diffuse term, hate speech. What do you mean hate speech?
It's true. I agree with everything he said there. I don't know how I feel about Elon Musk, though. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Something does not sit right with me about him. I feel that he is trying to push a lot of things which do not serve the people. I like that he disagrees with censorship, but at the same time, I'm seeing so much censorship on his platform. I'm seeing people have their accounts removed. John O'Looney, who is an acquaintance of mine, he literally worked in funeral homes, dissecting bodies of people who've died to see what their cause of death was. This is his job. He knows a lot about people and their causes of death. He said that during the past 4 years, he was seeing really weird tube-like structures which were made from a rubbery kind of textured thing in people's bodies. They looked like arteries, and they were blocking their veins and blocking their arteries. These weird rubbery white looking tube things that he's never seen before the past 4 years, which, I mean, not the past 4 years, past 2-3 years, which is when the injection, the mRNA injection, was introduced. So, of course, that's going to have a direct link to it. Well, it's a correlation, but I mean, what else is causing it? So, he was talking about this. He was posting pictures of it online. He was posting videos of, the tubes that had just come out of his patient during an autopsy. And he was like, guys, I truly believe that this weird structure thing is being caused by the mRNA injections. And we need to look into it. We need to ask the government to look into it. He was posting about it constantly. He was, it was going viral, these videos and photos. And then, literally about a week ago, his Twitter account got suspended and he's no longer on Twitter because somebody decided to remove his account. And I think that's really weird, knowing that Elon is in charge of it, that there is something in his rules that could lead people who are literally experts in their field to be removed from Twitter for sharing something that they truly believe is, killing people. I don't know. I don't trust him. Also, the whole microchip thing. What's it called again? Neuralink. Weird. Really, really, really weird. Kind of reminds me of the part of the Bible in Revelations where it talks about the mark of the beast being in the right temple or hand. That sounds like a microchip to me. So, I don't know. I don't really trust him completely. I don't see any good reason why you should microchip a person and have the ability to control their thoughts or not control, but store their thoughts. Because he can then, the data of their thoughts will show. You'll see what they were thinking. You'll see, what they were thinking about to move what limb, but you could probably use that technology to see other thoughts as well. So I don't know. I just don't trust him fully, but I like that some of the things he's doing. I'm not going to take away from that. I just don't think that he is going to be your savior, because I don't believe he is, and I believe that he could actually have a detrimental effect on humanity. Even trying to go to Mars, that's completely unbiblical. There is nothing in the Bible which says we should be living on a different planet, and I don't know. I just don't really trust him. But anyway.
Absolutely define that, just in case it became exploitable in order to impose undue regulation and control over public conversation. The reason that it allows that is because that's what it's for. It's not for protecting people from hearing racist terms or rudeness or whatever. It's not for that. And in fact, you could make an argument that's not even the business of the state. The business of the state should be to run facilities and amenities for people correctly and fairly and justly, and even words like fairly, of course, would need some scrutiny. But what this plainly is about, and we saw it because we witnessed the dynamic of it, is create a citizenry of informants, impose laws that have been designed and determined centrally, globally, elsewhere, against the will of the people, in order to legitimise control that is currently unavailable because of free speech, and is sort of creating a global uprising, really, which at the moment is still somewhat atomised because our cultures are so atomised, but could become an anti-globalist movement. Look at the farmers, look at the truckers, look at the rage in Ireland around what's been happening there lately. Look at the possibility. Indeed.
Exactly. I really do believe that all of these awful laws and mandates that they're going to push are going to have the opposite effect of what they hope. They hope that, when they push these laws, we'll just sit there and listen, nod our heads. And maybe some people will, but I think the majority of people will see something that's so extreme as this, being able to be arrested for a post you've made, which is already happening, to be honest, but not to the degree that it will be happening. And I think when people start seeing it, because a lot of people don't even know it happens, when people start seeing it, then it will cause an uprising of some kind, and I can't wait for that to happen, and I will be on the front line, ready to fight, even though I don't believe that women should be on the front line, but I think I've been in this for so long, I've got nothing to lose. It's either that or die and lose my freedom. Yeah.
For change, when people are united and able to speak freely, that's the threat. You're the threat, not anything else. In relation to misinformation and disinformation, he said, unlike in newspapers, X had a community notes function which allowed its users to add responses and comments on people's tweets. The biggest lie in the media is the choice of narrative, because they can simply ignore anything they don't like, and they can overly focus on things they do want to talk about, he said. Yes, that is what the legacy media does. It amplifies stories, it creates stories, it ignores information that's detrimental to the interests of the powerful. X, for whatever failings there may be within any institution or organisation, doesn't do that, and it allows and facilitates potentially epochal events like the disruption of our trajectory to World War III because of the Tucker-Elon axes. It's really the best shot we have currently of free speech and maybe even freedom. Further critiques of the proposed law labelled as authoritarian point to the lack of a legal definition of hate and the potential overreach of authority, such as the seizure of personal electronic devices and prison sentences for possession of supposed hateful content. Last year, Musk committed to covering legal charges for X users who unfairly faced employer retribution due to their activity on the platform. Even corporations drawing his ire due to the unfair treatment of X users were not safe from potential legal consequences. In a case involving X, the company's legal team defended an Illinois student threatened with disciplinary action by his university over posts made on the platform. An advocate for freedom of speech rights, Musk posted, "We will do whatever it takes to support your right to free speech," when the legal action was announced. What we're told we live in are democracies. What we're told we fight for are democracies. Kind of a version of freedom, or the best way of achieving freedom is through the consensus of an electorate. We're told that all the time. It's our myth, in a way, because it's not what we live in. As you just saw in that example, the polling data suggests that people are opposed to that. And even if they were in favour of it, you would have to question, how are these contexts and these consensus arrived at when you have a compliant media? Perhaps the reason 70% of people polled don't want hate speech laws is because they they use independent media now and they recognise, hold on a minute, how does this benefit me? I could just go, oh, that was hateful, I'm not going to look at that platform anymore. Like, that's always an option, isn't it? So if we don't live in democracies, because democracies are about representation and the right to govern your own life and control your own community through referenda and through consent, what do we live in? One theory is we now live in anarcho-tyrannies. Let's look at what anarcho-tyranny is. Anarcho-tyranny is a system of government that fails to protect its citizens from violence while simultaneously persecuting conduct that would typically be regarded as innocent. The experience of living under such a system may be familiar to you, even if the term itself is not. A state of anarcho-tyranny might, for instance, see career criminals walk the streets murdering women, mere days after being released from prison on licence, even while offensive limericks, online poetry, and dogs trained to perform comical Nazi salutes are treated with the utmost seriousness by our criminal justice system. The result is a disorienting combination of two different kinds of fear. Fear of rising violent crime combined with a fear of arbitrary criminalisation, including the criminalisation of citizens who complain about what is being done to them by their governments. Systems
Sounds like an abusive relationship to me.
of anarcho-tyranny rely especially on laws that criminalise speech that would ordinarily be regarded merely as rude or controversial. In Ireland, the Varadkar government is currently fast-tracking just such a law. The Criminal Justice Incitement to Violence or Hatred and Hate Offences Bill, which will criminalise any person who prepares or possesses material that is likely to incite violence or hatred against a person or group of persons on account of their protected characteristics. Note the flabbiness of this wording. Violence, one might once have assumed, is pretty easy to objectively define, but hatred, now that's a word that a vengeful prosecutor could really make hay with, particularly given the usefulness of that additional word, likely. With the new law in place, the authorities could easily decree that all sorts of politically inconvenient speech is likely to incite hatred against particular groups. We are restricting freedom, said Irish Senator Pauline O'Reilly of the bill, but we're doing it for the common good.
Where have I heard that before? We're restricting freedom, but we're doing it for the common good. It's for your safety. It's for your health. Oh yeah, the past 4 years. And what happened there? 18 million people died because they were injected with something that wasn't good for them. We were told it was for our safety and for our common good. Never mind.
Stories such as misinformation and disinformation have recently emerged, and malinformation is, even by the definition of the tyrannical bureaucrats that impose it, information that's true but likely to create disobedience. For example, during the pandemic period, if you said, hey, there are different ways of treating this other than the proposed and near mandated measures, that would be regarded as malinformation because it's true but likely to generate dissent, further dissent, maybe even disobedience. It would also be regarded as malinformation to say, hey, Vladimir Putin and the former Soviet Union said that if you encroached on former Soviet territory, it would lead to an escalation of hostility, particularly between them and Ukraine. And the 2014 coup, where a legitimately elected government was replaced, has also escalated tensions in that region. And Vladimir Putin might be interested in a peace deal were Ukraine not to join NATO. That might be regarded as malinformation. Hate speech, similarly, could be utilised and deployed according to the will of whoever is holding that law as a weapon. I know now that the law can be used as a weapon. In fact, the term lawfare is casually entering our discourse because so many dissenting voices are shut down using legal means. Who does the law serve? What is the law for? Laws like this are being created to further empower centralized authority, often derived from globalist or at least continental organizations like the EU, which are ultimately a globalist organization if you ask me, in order to further shut down dissent and impose control. You'll see a lot more of this, particularly if bills like this one are allowed to pass. It's the sort of thing that we should oppose, and it's pretty fascinating and exciting that Elon Musk is willing to put his money where his mouth is when it comes to backing free speech. We'll be following this story in more detail, and I hope that you will continue to support our right for free speech, because in a sense, what you're saying is, if you don't agree with that, is, yeah, we shouldn't be allowed to say what we want. We're so silly, aren't we? Oh, I don't know what kind of hate speech I'll do next. No, you don't, because you don't know what hate speech is, and they like it that way. But that's just what I think. Why don't you let me know what you think of the comments?
Love that so much. I love the fact he exposes all of the bullshit that's going on in the world. I hadn't actually heard about this, which is surprising. I kind of have tried to stay off social media for a bit and just focus on my life. But every time I come on, I find out something new's happened, which is just shocking and unbelievable. And I don't know what to think of it. Well, I do. I know that the New World Order's coming, and we need to be prepared for it because it's going to shock us. I'm going to start preparing my little stash of safety items. I'm going to start getting my cans ready, my bottles of water, my got my distiller on, got my distiller in my Amazon basket. I've got, yes, Amazon. I did say Amazon. I know. It's because I found the best distiller on there that has the best reviews. And yes, I use Amazon sometimes if I see something on it that I know I can't find elsewhere for that value. So, yeah. But, guys, on a level, get yourselves ready for this because it is coming so soon. All of these things are leading up to it. And, you know, it's best to be prepared because if you're not prepared, you'll be sorry for it. Anyway, let me read the last comments. I have been thinking my father's early and very sudden death in 2019 is very sus. Really sorry to hear about that. Yes. That is. What else? Jesus Christ is our only Lord and Savior. Exactly, not Elon Musk. Remember that, guys. Welcome to the club. Haha, wait till you realise the world's not a globe. No comment. If you know what I mean. Some medical supplies. Well, yeah, although now I don't even trust medication anymore. So medication can go F itself. I'll buy herbs instead, and homeopathy pills as well are my way of doing things. But obviously, sometimes in an emergency, you don't know what you're going to need. I don't know, maybe some gauze, maybe some... Can you buy a defibrillator? Don't know. I mean, with all the heart attacks we're seeing currently, it might be good to have one. Do you have an underground bunker? No, but I don't know. I feel like I'll know what to do in the moment, and maybe, I don't know, Hampstead Heath sounds really good. Sounds like somewhere that nobody will bother me in. So I'll go to Hampstead Heath in the forest and just chill there. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I really enjoyed this live as usual. You are all so great, and I'm so glad you're on the same side, which is the right side. So yes, I will see you in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel and ring the notification bell to always be notified whenever I post a video or whenever I'm doing a live, and let me know in the comments what you think about each video I watched. And